So here's that, the 1135. I bought this tractor in the Netherlands in December 2020 over the internet. Just saw it up on Facebook website, and it's actually a French tractor. I've always wanted one of them. It's an original tractor. I needed a bit of work. Like I've done a lot of wiring on it and tidying up various eye leaks and bits and pieces. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's never been resprayed or anything like that. I don't like these over-sprayed yokes or badly sprayed tractors. This tractor model here is something I always wanted, one of these, because our neighbours next door actually bought one of these new back in the early 70s. I think it was around 1973, something like that. That's the wiring. It looks worse than it is. It's just the panel is removed, but everything seems to be pretty good. I'm going to get it back together again soon, maybe this weekend. Yeah, they bought one new. It was probably one of very few that were in Ireland at the time, and they did a lot of work with it. 6-furrow plough, a 2-row beet harvester, fold up disc harrows, and it mowed silage for a lot of years. And when it arrived, I was only about 8 when it arrived, and I always said, God, I'd love to have one of those. Sure, it's like all these things. It's kind of a dream that you have in you that never comes true. But I'd always had it in the back of my head that if I did get a chance, I'd buy one. And this one just came up out of the blue. So I said, to hell with it. Just buy it. What's the worst can happen? You know, he told me it was running. That's all I was really worried about, once the engine was okay. That's Perkins 6354. It's actually an engine out of a combine. It must have been changed at some stage or whatever, but the engine, the 6354 engine that should be in that now, was a turbocharged engine. This one isn't. It's straight 6-cylinder out of a Massey Ferguson combine. It seems to have, you know, enough power. I mean, they say it's not ideal to just stick a turbo on this particular engine, that there's heavier conrods in the turbo engine, so you don't just slap a turbo on it. But I really only bought the tractor for going on charity runs and just field days and maybe a bit of light work. I don't intend working it hard. I might put a hedge cutter on it at some stage, but I'm not going to warrant having to have 130 horsepower. Like I think around 110 it would be putting out without the turbo, so it's more than enough for me. I'm going to put 2 new tyres on the back because these are a bit perished, as you can see, and they've gone quite hard, and when you drive it on the road there seems to be kind of bumps or hard patches, and it's kind of trying to bounce. So I'm going to get 2 part used tyres. I'm not going to put new tyres on it for the moment anyway, but I probably will spray it at some stage. But as you can see, the panels are very good. Like, I mean, everything is there. A lot of the 1135s, this panel here is missing on a lot of them. I notice it's just taken off and they're dumped, but this one has everything on it. It's like it, you know, there's nothing missing off, and they're all very straight. The lights when I got it were actually down where the number plate is here, and these were blanked off, so I bought these lights for it. They're actually the original. They'd be the original fitment for that. They were on some of the older John Deeres as well, the 30 series, 40 series John Deeres. But in Europe, and I think England actually, the lights were deemed to be too high up here, where they normally should be in the US or Canada, where these tractors were built, and they were moved down here. So it's actually a modification to put it here, but the lights weren't working there, so I just put on a number plate and put the lights back where they should be, which I think it looks much better. But yeah, I'm just gonna start her up because she hasn't been running there for quite a while. I'd say back in January probably started it, just hoping that it actually will. I have put a cut-off switch there. It's always good to have that. There's no fear of it going on fire when you're not around. But I just might just see, will she fire up? She should. Normally very good start, so just try and see, will she? Can't find the key now in the dark, but oh yeah, have it. So we'll just try her and see. Well, that's not too bad for a tractor that's been parked up for months. Yeah, running a while. A bit smoky, but look, she's running well. I'm happy enough that she started. It's, like I said, it hasn't been running for quite a while, so looking it up, it's fired up. But you know, it's easy enough. This actually part of the radiator here is part of the company, so that'll have to be put back on and do maybe put a new core in the radiator. But other than that, like, pretty good. Might respray the engine just for the moment and see what way we go from there. But I'm quite happy with that now. And off. The fan is gas, it goes off after a minute. It's it cuts out itself once the tractor stopped. But as I said, like, probably can't see it there now, but the padding in the cab is pretty bad, so I'm hoping to get something done with that, and we'll see then like what I can do. Just probably get the padding and reduce it, or just cut it out, and you can stick it back on with adhesive, special adhesive. So that's the next job here. I'm hopefully get her out now when I get a nice day, and I'll just tidy up what's left of the wiring there on her, and get her ready for a few runs. So, you know, as I said, she's pretty rare here in this country. You know, if you look up on the tractor websites, there's plenty of them in America, but how do you get them in here from America? and it's next to impossible to buy one in Ireland. They're just not there. But I'm very lucky to pick up this tractor for a quite reasonable price too. They're actually New Holland weights from a tractor I traded in here, but they actually look pretty good on it. I might just get a few more of them and tighten them all up to actually look well on it. But they're quite light in front. They you know, being two-wheel drive, they don't have even the weight of an axle, but they would be quite light with mounted equipment. But like I said, I won't be doing that awful lot with it. But I might try this hedge cutter out here. I think this hedge cutter could probably work pretty good on it. We had it backed into it before we put it away for the winter, and just a few minor changes to be made to the mounting brackets and that, and I think it could fit pretty good. It's actually a local company that builds these hedge cutters. It's only a mile over the road for me. Arbor Cut, very good machine. This particular machine here is 10 years old and it's served me very well. The original pumps and everything are on it. It did a lot of hedge cutting. You've got a hydraulic control for the, it's a separate circuit, works on a joystick, and solenoids for dipping the head, which is actually a very good system. It's not like solenoid electrics. You actually can, you know, you have a bit of leverage, like that you can leave your head in and out slowly, you can slow it and whatever. It's a lot more easier to work than say a straight solenoid that you just, there's only one speed, you press it and just, you know, but this way you can slow it and make it move in and out slowly. But I'm hoping to put that on maybe and do my own hedges in the fall on the 1135. We just have to see how it goes. You know, I mean, engine wise I think there'll be no problem. Just you just never know with PTOs and things on these whether they'd stick it. But I suppose the only way you really find out what a yoke is like is if you actually put it to work. So that's the plan. Anyway, that's all I have to say on that at the moment. So let's see how we go from here. Starting to rain here now, so I'm not going to take it out, but first nice day I get, I'm going to take it out and we'll start doing a few things on it, and just basically get her ready for showing and charity runs and that. She should turn a few heads, being so big and so different. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it, to getting her out. We use the small tractors, 135s. I have a 35, but I'm looking forward to taking her out and turning a few heads with her. Because usually I take this 135 on the runs. It's a little workhorse that I have here in the yard that punches way above its weight. It does a lot of the jobs that the big tractors won't do, and it'll go into places that they won't go into, and like all the 3-cylinder Massey Fergusons runs on the smell of diesel. So, you know, it's great to have one. I wouldn't be without one. They're actually there's nothing really, there was nothing built before or after them, in my opinion, for the size and what work they can do. There's nothing really to match them in a modern tractor. They're just timeless, but lucky enough you can still keep getting parts for them. You know, they're not, it's not a case that you can't get bits for them. You can get anything you want for them, which is great, because the life of them is infinite. Like, you can just keep working on, keep putting bits in. Not that you would have to put a whole lot into them, because they give very little trouble. But I've rewired that and put tyres on it and changed the hitch, put a different drawbar on it, and made a weight frame for the front of it and a grill guard. Probably see it from here. It's getting dark here now, but yeah, that grill guard was put on it. So you know, little mods like that make a tractor a little bit tidier and nicer than it was. It's all just a matter of getting time to do these things is the problem, because when you work long days away from the place, it's hard to get things done. But I'm quite happy with this little shed here. Is handy for doing little jobs on things. It's looking forward to the bright evenings now, so that we can get out and start doing things. So that's all for now, folks. Hopefully this will be the start of a few more decent vlogs, and see how we get from here.